I think he has a hell of a fight in front of him. I don't think it's going to be easy for Waletzko. You know what I'm saying? I think, he's going to run into some dudes that's on this team already, and it's going to be, he's going to have to bring his lunch pail. I was listening to Brandon from Frankly Football this morning, called your show.
Yeah.
And he said that Waletzko might be Steele out. So all the time I will, just in case they didn't catch it. Brandon from Franklin Football said that Waletzko might be Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele that actually has NFL reps, right? That actually played NFL games. And he ain't just started last year. Terrence Steele played the year before too, correct?
Yes. He started essentially almost 2 straight years now. Not as much last year though.
He damn near got 20 games under his belt. So, and more than that, honestly. So we look at Terrence Steele, a guy that's proven himself, a guy that started, not just started, but he's went against some guys. Last year, he kind of got his ass whooped, but that's good experience for him. This year, he went against some legit dudes, and he proved he was an NFL starter.
Yeah.
Waletzko played at North Dakota State. North Dakota. Not even North Dakota State, because North Dakota State is a champion in their division. They're a program that you respect. They put people in the league. Fun fact, chat box, who was the last player North Dakota put in the league? Not state. Regular ass North Dakota green helmet fighting Hawks. Who's the last person they put in the league? And I don't want y'all to be like, oh, well, I'll just wait till Voch give me the answer. Voch ain't got the answer for you. I don't know. I just want us to be fair here, right? I think there's something to off-season peanut butter. I think there's something to dudes that have been in the league. There's something to veterans. If you want to make the case that, okay, Tyron gets hurt, Terrence Steele plays left tackle, and Waletzko beats Ball to play swing right tackle, I'll take that. But if there is anybody in the chat, and I'm sure Brandon from Frank Football is by himself in this, if there's anybody that thinks that Waletzko would come in and beat Terrence Steele, you're wrong. I think Waletzko's fight right now, I think he's behind Josh Ball, but he's in front of Isaac Adekon. I think he's in front of him. And to be fair, I think Isaac is still on this team because they have a reserve spot for the players that's in the program to take the players from around the world. I don't know the exact name of it. The International Draft Pick Association, whatever they call it. That's why Isaac is on the team. He has a special designated spot to where he can't get pulled from practice squads. Well, he's a practice squad guy technically, but he can't get pulled or whatever because he's Cowboy guy. I think Waletzko comes in and beats him day one. So the fight is really Ball and Ball and Matt Waletzko. And not only is that I don't even think that's a fight for swing tackle. Let me ask you this, Will Steele. Is that more so of a fight for swing tackle or a fight for right tackle, for backup right tackle?
Ball and Waletzko?
Waletzko and Ball, yes.
I think that's swing.
I don't think it's swing, in my personal opinion, and we can disagree. I don't think it's swing because I think if anything happens to Tyron, I think they'll put Steele over there because they trust Steele a little more.
I agree with you on that. I think that's where they should do, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm with you.
Or is that just something that the Cowboys want to do because they said before they don't want to move 2 spots to address 1. I've heard that nonsense before.
But they do it.
They do that shit all the time. So they would much rather have the winner of Ball and Waletzko just be that guy.
I like your idea better, bro.
I like the idea better too. Now Terrence Steele didn't have impressive left tackle film, but at least he's a dude that I could trust. And if I had to put a lesser dude and a better dude next to somebody, I'm putting the lesser dude next to Zach Martin, and I'm putting the better dude next to Tyler Smith. That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But we don't know if the Cowboys are going to operate like that. So in terms of the Waletzko versus Ball situation, it comes down to honestly, like they're built similarly. Like they're the same dude coming out almost. Smaller school. Marshall's bigger than North Dakota, I'd imagine, but smaller school. Both probably should have played like power forward or something, small forward or something. You know what I mean? And they got solid feet that they need to work on. They need to work on the other things, the power things. Josh Ball has been here. Josh Ball has had the offseason peanut butter, but Josh Ball hadn't done shit. So they basically walk in on the same kind of merit. So this is going to have to be figured out during training camp or whatnot. Do you have a take on this, Will, still, or do we move right on the center? Because I think this is pretty cut and dry. But Brandon from Franklin Football,
yeah,
people think.
Be fair to Brandon, he was kind of in a worst case scenario after I kind of called him out on it. I'm like, wait a minute, B, you can't just make that hot take and then just gloss over it. So he's saying, well, I'm just saying if Steele regresses, and I'm like, well, if Steele regresses, we in trouble.
Well, it's a mess. If Terrence Steele shows up worse than last year, and we didn't let go of Leo Collins, we got big shit to worry about.
Yeah. So you better hope like hell Steele don't regress. And listen, bro, I'm all for Waletzko getting a shot, but do you believe he's ready to be I don't even say starting right tackle, to be able to go to the left or right side for 5 or 6 games? Because that's what Tyron going to miss. I got to see it first. Let's get to camp, bro.
And I don't really believe in the idea that the right tackle is, like a lesser player than the left tackle.
Not anymore.
Because when we play the Chargers, Khalil Mack on one side, Joey Bosa on the other. So both y'all
Hey, 20 years ago, that might have made sense where they put the best pass rusher on one side. Nowadays, a lot of teams got 2 good pass rushers and they move them around. So
sure. Or they'll just take their best pass rush and put them over your worst lineman. So either way. So yeah, well, let's go. We need you to get in that weight room. Need you to get bigger. He's a slim dude, man. I mean, like, look at the picture that you got up there. He's a slimmer guy, but he's physical. He's physical, and we can lean on that. But I don't think this is the year to do it. I think this is the project year for Waletzko. Will he be a practice squad guy? We'll see. We don't know yet. We'll figure out what happens with the rest of the roster. I want to talk about centers right now. We got Bladish. Bladish. To be honest, he's in a very similar situation, right? He's in a similar situation where he's a guy. He's established. He's starting, and I think he started for 2 years now. I think Tyler Biadasz is like a 2-year starter now.
About a year and some change. He was out injured his rookie year.
Years some change. He's another guy. He played probably as much as Terrence Steele has played, to be fair. It's hard for a rookie dude to just kind of come in and just the same deal, right? The same deal that we're talking about here, that we're talking about on this last joint. I think it's the same situation. I think Bladish is first. Farniak has been here. Farniak's been in the system. Farniak's got the offseason peanut butter. And to be fair, Farniak stepped in and played in week 17 versus the Eagles or something like that. He didn't look shitty. You know what I'm saying? So Farniak got experience. I like Lindstrom, to be fair, but I don't want to sip so much Kool-Aid on Lindstrom just because he's a good player in this draft that I think he's just going to come in day one and be better than a dude that's there already. Now, if you want to play the Lindstrom versus Farniak game, and if Lindstrom can walk out of this thing better than Farniak, you might be onto something. But then there's another angle to this thing that can make this weird, is that Farniak can play guard also. We got film of Farniak playing guard. So if Farniak ends up being the swing interior dude and not just the backup center, that gives him more value, and that makes it harder for Lindstrom to get involved. That makes sense, Will, still?
No, it makes perfect sense, especially when there really is not a long-term swing backup guard. I know that's a lot of words, but there really is not one. I mean, McGovern is here for one more year unless he just has an amazing season. I don't know if he'd be re-signed. So Farniak's got some years left and some trust and belief in the staff. 2
questions. Do you think any of these gentlemen can beat out McGovern as like the interior swing guy?
Any of them? What do you mean any of them? You mean Farniak and who else?
Farniak and Lindstrom. Like if
can Lindstrom play? I don't know. I've only seen the center snaps.
He'll probably, just like Farniak. He can do it in a pinch. I think he's a center first, but he's more of a swing guy if you need him. So I think Lindstrom and Farniak are similar in that way, to where we can probably incorporate. I asked you this, Will, still, because do you look at McGovern as a trade piece?
Hell yeah! If I can get a nice compensation back, I don't think he's integral in what you want to do, right? I mean, we're not talking about. I hate to say it, but we're not talking about Terrence. I know this sounds crazy, y'all, but Terrence Steele right now, if he was a swing tackle, he'd have immense trade value. because they've seen it now. He's got 2 years. He was good. If they kept Lyle, you can get some crazy. I'm pretty sure you could probably get a top 100 pick for him. But with McGovern, it's like, I mean, yeah, you played a little bit last year, but I wasn't too impressed. I mean, you ain't suck, but you wasn't. Right. You were okay at best. So yeah, if I can get me a 4th round pick for him, see ya.
If you'd have told me 2 years ago that Terrence Steele was an untouchable player on your roster, I'd have laughed at you and your mama.
Yeah,
but that motherfucker improved, didn't he?
I might want to extend his. I'm just saying.
Hey, man, why you cheap? What up?
Right.
Why you don't cost a lot? Hey, buddy, you want to be around?
You know, his man's gonna say yesterday's price. It's not today's price.
You know, Terrence Steele, so we're thinking about starting Josh Ball here. We want to get you for a swing tackle contract. Can we get you for $3 million per? And that's not gonna happen. It's too late for that. It's way too late for that. Terrence Steele is the day you moved on from La'el Collins, the price on Terrence Steele bricks then just shot through the roof. It is a wrap, sir. So we're leaning on Terrence Steele now. We're relying on Terrence Steele. And that's not something that I hate necessarily. He's shown us that he can play.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm not, there's nothing to debate in the La'el versus Terrence thing anymore.